Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope you're having an amazing day. Honored to be connecting in with you. And I'm looking forward to continuing our conversation about falling into balance. That's what we've been talking about this month. And one of the things I have discovered that is key to being able to fall into balance is our mindset. How are we looking at things? How are we thinking about things? How are we responding? Are we reacting or are we choosing our response? Are we rooted in some deep beliefs and connections that support us? So when storms come, how are we navigating through life in a way that we are finding that balance? And we have a mindset and some resilience to really support us on our journey. We have two amazing guests today. I know you're going to enjoy them, that are going to share their wisdom, insights, and experience with us to really support us in being able to have that mindset to help us find that balance and succeed in all those areas that are most important to us. So here's what I would love us to do. Let's take a moment to just stop and breathe. In through your nose, all the way to the toes. So we're talking a big breath, not a shallow breath, a big breath. All the way to your toes. And then breathe out like you're breathing out a straw. Perfect. Keep breathing as I share. And something that is so powerful about pausing and breathing in just a minute, 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, we can slow down. We can become present. We can give ourselves the gift of this moment, this time together. It lowers our stress levels, our cortisol levels. As we bring in that beautiful breath, not only does it bring oxygen into every cell in our body, it also breathes out, releases that which no longer serves. And I believe that creates room for more. So the more you breathe, the more support you get, and the more room you're creating in your life, in your journey, and creating space to allow that support in, because that's also a choice. So as you're breathing, I encourage you to just take a moment for you. Close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. And in fact, I invite you to put both hands on your heart. I call it a heartbreak or a heart moment, heart meditation, where you're just feeling your heartbeat for a moment, becoming very connected and still. And as you notice the beat of your heart, what is it that you need today? What is it that will empower you, support you, encourage you? What do you need today to help find that balance, to have that mindset for success the way you define it, the way you want and choose to define it? What do you need? What is that pause in between the beats of your heart sharing with you? We're not asking how, we're just asking what. And I invite you to listen and see, what is it you need today that you are willing to receive because you have choice? See if that shifts the information a little bit. Beautiful. Let's receive that information. Take another deep breath. Come back into the room, eyes open, fully present. Beautiful. Take a moment to write down what was laid on your heart, what it is that you need and are willing to receive. And I encourage you, as you're writing it, you're co-creating it, you're bringing it into reality, not just swirling around inside of you. I invite you to listen with your ears and your heart and your spirit and really see during our time together today what comes forward to support you very directly with what was laid on your heart. Because there's something so powerful when we come together with intention and purpose, because it's not an accident that you've tuned in today. I know there is something here for you by the very nature that you were called to tune in to our time together today. So I'm looking forward to seeing that unfold. As we're in this moment of just pausing, connecting in, getting ready to receive powerful information, I'd love to start with you, Tina. Can you share just 10, 15 seconds what was laid on your heart when you took a moment to stop, pause, and listen?
Yes. Hi, Rebecca. Thank you for that exercise. What came to my mind was when you talked about breathing in support. So my visual was I get to take control of what I breathe in. I get to choose what I take in, but then I get to also release the negative, release the bad that might have I accidentally or unintentionally took in.
I love that you get to choose. How powerful is that? I love that. Thank you for sharing. So beautiful. And how about you, Lindsey? What did you find was coming up or laid on your heart?
Just the relaxation and the ability to just rest, think, contemplate what is going to go on throughout the day. And I'm actually on oxygen 24 hours a day, whether it's portable or in-house. And I really understand the importance of breathing and doing this exercise that we're doing continually. I do it 4 to 5 times a day, and it really gives you a chance just to reflect as you do that for 2 or 3 minutes each time.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, and you're absolutely right. You would have a very powerful connection and understanding to that power of breath and being on oxygen like that. So thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And I love that reminder that we don't just have to do this one and done. We can build it into our daily practice of really building in that pause, that breath, that relaxation. And as Tina was sharing, that breathing in support and releasing what just is no longer of service, that can be released as well. I love it. Well, listeners, I'd love to have you take a moment as we get ready to go to our commercial break. Use this time to stay present and really see what is coming up for you. Take this moment to breathe, to be present, to release what no longer serves, to relax and really breathe in that beautiful supportive oxygen and all the energetic support that we're sharing with you as we connect together. And we'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Follow Voice America at Facebook.com/Voice America for juicy updates from your favorite radio shows and podcasts.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Voice America programs are now available on your favorite connected device, including Amazon, Alexa, and Google Home. Through streams with Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, listening to your favorite show is as easy as saying the show name followed by the word podcast.
Hey, Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast.
If that doesn't work, try adding on TuneIn or on iHeartRadio or on Apple Podcasts.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes. I hope it felt great to just have 2 minutes for you to stop and listen to. I sometimes call it that still small voice that sometimes when life gets so busy, I don't always hear it unless I consciously, purposely, mindfully stop and choose to breathe and listen. And when I do, I'm always empowered. I'm always discovering, growing, and expanding. So I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes. We have them built in throughout the show, disguised as commercial breaks. Make sure to use those times to really integrate what is being shared on a cellular level, as my grandmother would say. Give yourself and your body and your spirit time to process. Breathe it in and let it serve and support you. Well, welcome, everyone. We are continuing our conversation talking about mindset and how do we really find balance, what mindset can help us do that. So I'm very excited to introduce our first guest. You got to hear from her a little bit in the opening segment as she was talking about that power of breathing in and creating and allowing support and breathing out what no longer serves. So Tina Evans is a communication professional and certified leadership coach that helps teams become high-performing teams. So not just performing, high-performing teams. And she's absolutely passionate about helping individuals, teams, companies experience peace while reaching maximum productivity and truly prospering. Please lean in. Warmly welcome the powerful and dynamic Tina Evans to the show. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. I'm thrilled to have you joining us. And I'd love to start with why. Why is this work of helping companies and teams and individuals have both peace and prosperity? Why is that important to you?
Well, because, we need both. We need to be productive. We need to get things done. We need to reach our goals and move our businesses forward. But we need to do it in a healthy way, in a peaceful way where everybody can bring their best and everyone wants to work for a fun team, a productive team, not just get it done, get on the same page and go home. So I've worked in both types of environments, the kind of the rigid, the get it done and do as I say type bosses. And I've also been in some very liberating experiences. And I know the kind of power that can have on an individual to be empowered to be their best. And my mission is to make that a possibility for every type of business.
I love it. I love that. I lift up that vision with you. And I'm curious, as we're talking about balance, one, I guess let's start with, how do you define being balanced? What does that mean to you? And I'd love to then know, how does that tie into, because I think people feel like you can't have balance and prosperity. So how does that tie in for you? So how do you define it and how do they connect?
Well, balance, defining it is kind of an ever-moving target. Like, I think it's really hard to define balance because it's such a subjective term. I am one to not love the term work-life balance.
Okay.
It's just life. It's just life balance because work is part of my life. My life includes family and my friends and my community and my volunteering and work. So for me, I just shorten it and I just say, how can we have life balance? And for me, it really boils down to being productive. You know, we always have things to do. We have such a long to-do list. We have all these things to get done. But then if we always spend so much time getting all those things done, then we're not present and we're not there for the people and the relationships that are important to us. So what gets left behind? Is it our people? Is it the relationships, or is it our responsibilities? So it's understanding where we need to be mentally in that moment. So, for example, you know, right now, I need to be present. I need to be present right here in this moment, and I don't need to be responding to an email while I'm still talking to you. That is not a healthy, balanced mindset. So it's recognizing where I need to be. Do I need to be productive, head down, door closed, typing out all the emails? Or do I need to close my laptop? And do I need to go be present with my family around the dinner table? And that's where my mind is. My mind is presently focused on the people around me. So it's recognizing basically where our mind needs to be.
No, I love this. I think that is really, really valuable information and things to really think about, because so often we are, quote unquote, multitasking, which many times means we're not present and we're missing out, which then causes stress and strain, and we are disconnecting versus really being mindful and choosing where we're focusing, where we're being present. And I'm curious about balance, because there are things that can throw us out of balance. There are surprises. There are things that come along, and there are also expectations. And I'd love to know, how do expectations sometimes create more challenges around finding that life balance, as you call it, and having that mindset that is supportive?
Well, expectations, in the idea of having balance, we have expectations that we put on ourselves, not that we put them on other people. We expect things out of our children and our spouse and our coworkers and our colleagues, and but it's when we have expectations for ourselves that might be completely unrealistic. You know, we want to get everything done. We can do it all, right? But so many times we set our own selves up basically to fail because we have such high expectations that then become unrealistic. And then that causes frustration and self-doubt for ourselves when we don't meet them, because we're like, I just can't keep up. I can't do it all.
Yeah.
So it's recognizing what is realistic, and it's not limiting ourselves. Like, I'm not advocating we'll just go small. No, we want to. I'm a big dreamer, and I encourage people to dream big and figure out how to reach those dreams. But we have to have realistic expectations on how we get there.
Kind of step by step. And really we have 24 hours in a day, some of those things, and certain energy levels, and just kind of honoring that. Now, the other aspect of this I'd love to talk with you about, and this is something I know you shared with me, and put that we could talk about it a little bit today, because the other thing that can really throw us out of balance and hurt our make things challenging for us are the unexpected challenges and things that we can run across. And I know that your family is still recovering from a house fire, and you had to come through that, and all the emotions, all of the resilience, a mindset to stay centered and balanced and be able to move forward in a way that is powerful and in alignment for you. So I'd love for you to share a little bit about that.
Well, yes. It's when those things happen that are, well, unexpected and out of our control, but we still have to deal with it. We still have to manage through it. And I know we all have our own story of maybe a trauma or a crisis or just something devastating. And for me right now, that's my family's stories. We are walking through still presently, navigating just losing our home and most of our possessions. So this last year, we've just been on a rebuilding journey, literally and figuratively. So, oh my goodness, Rebecca, there's been so many emotions that my family and I have navigated. But I think, the big idea that I really want to share is that emotions are good. That we need those emotions, but how do we recognize when we're in the negative too long? And we need to recognize, okay, I am staying very negative way too long. I need to figure out how to come out of that and move forward, because my emotions, no matter what I was feeling, affected other people. Yes. I have 2 teenagers. I have a spouse. My emotions, good or negative, were affecting other people. And my goal through this entire journey, and still, is to not stay negative too long. I'm giving myself permission to feel some of those, the sadnesses, grief, anger sometimes, but it doesn't matter to stay there, because you can't move forward when you're stuck in the darkness and in the negative.
So how did you, so when you recognize that okay, I've been in this negative a little too long. I see how it's rippling out and I need to shift that. How do you shift that when you're feeling that in that space? What is one of your go-to tips or techniques to bring you back to the mindset and the feelings you want to be, to kind of come out of that?
I think being the type of mindset and self-leadership coach that I am has served me very well personally through this journey. So I think if this would have happened 5 years ago when I was in this career path, I would be a completely different person, and not in a good way. So just the simple question I ask myself every day is, what do I want to think today? Do I, so that can be, it's been very empowering for me to ask that question and go, I don't want to think that life is bad and that this is hard or even business-wise, not just our personal journey, but just in business, owning your own business is hard. What do I want to think today? I want to think, I am good at this. I am going to get through this. I'm going to take this action step today. So I would encourage everyone to just ask yourself that simple question. What do you want to think today? And navigate towards that. I mean, if you want to think that life is bad or this is never going to get better, or, I would ask that you seek some help and guidance to get out of, because you won't move forward. So ask yourself, what do you want to think today, and then move towards that.
That is so powerful. Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it. And towards the end of the show, listeners, we're going to have Tina share her contact information so you're able to connect and go deeper. And I highly recommend that. We are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And this is a perfect time to check in and see, what are you thinking? What are you feeling? And what are you wanting to perhaps instead or shift towards? What do you want to think today? What do you want to believe today? So enjoy these 2 minutes and we'll continue our conversation in just a moment.
A little birdie told me Voice America is on Twitter. Follow us at Voice America TRN.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Voice America programs are now available on your favorite connected device, including Amazon, Alexa, and Google Home. Through streams with Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, listening to your favorite show is as easy as saying the show name followed by the word podcast.
Hey, Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast.
If that doesn't work, try adding on TuneIn or on iHeartRadio or on Apple Podcasts.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes and that you had some interesting experiences as you took a moment and dialed in, paid attention to what you were thinking. And is that what you want to think? Is that what you want to believe? How empowering is that to check in and realize we can change what we think and what we're choosing to believe? Really powerful. I'm excited to have all of you coming back as we continue our conversation, and we're talking with our guest today about falling into balance and mindset. And our next guest, I'm excited to introduce. He has a book coming out that he's going to be sharing about a little bit as well. I know you're going to enjoy meeting Lindsey. So Lindsey Coleman is a licensed realtor since 1982, helping others with Co-America. He grew up in Rose Park and attended the University of Utah, owns and runs several businesses, and he's getting ready, as I mentioned, to publish his first book and is absolutely passionate about helping others. I know you're going to hear that and you're going to feel that in how he shares. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful, dynamic, and impactful Lindsey Coleman to the show. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Rebecca. I appreciate all the kind words.
You are so welcome. Excited to have you joining us. And I wanted to start with why. Why is this work of helping others? I know you help in so many different ways, from real estate to loans to retirement products, as well as encouraging and supporting so many. Why is all of that and making a difference in those ways important to you?
So I came from a very poor upbringing, but along the way, I've had lots of incredible mentors that have really taken time out of their days and whatever's going on with them to help me with different things just because they believed in me, and they've taken a chance, and they've helped me to get to where I am now. And just the way that I've been helped, it's amazing that I'm able to reach out and be able to help others in the same ways, different ways. Other people have different challenges, but it's just exciting to help other people and watch the way they grow.
I love that. Getting to see the ripple in action and be a part of so many different people's lives. And I love that you reflect back and you had so many come alongside you, and now you're getting to do that for others. And I think that's a really beautiful circle that is being brought forward. So in addition to all the different ways that you're helping, you've been led to write a book. So I'd love for you to share a little bit about this book and why you felt called to bring this forward and to share your story.
Okay, so it's I've gone through a lot of different types of challenges, from even just growing up, learning how to take care of myself, buying extra things from me when I was like 10, 12 years old. Was out mowing the lawns, doing whatever work of being a vendor at basketball, football games, walking up and down the stairs selling soda pops, and going through all of that and learning lessons through all of that, and even going on a mission and throughout learning those type of things. And then with a few health struggles, I've actually beaten 5 different types of cancers.
Yep.
Not just beaten cancer 5 times, but 5 different types.
Yes.
I was in a coma for 6 months. And through all of these things, people keep telling me, I end up sharing the stories of how I've overcome them and the different ways and thoughts and stuff that I've had to overcome these things. People keep saying, you need to write a book, you need to share your stories. They learn so much from some of the stories, and I've been able to help people, whether it's to help them buy a house with, no money down, or help them get their dream house, or sell their house for the most money, for whichever situation. And all of my clients for at least the last 20 years have all been 100% referrals. I really don't market for the real estate industry at all, but it's all referral based. And a lot of these people I've helped in other ways. But then going back to the medical stuff, I've also helped. I've got a person that I'm working with currently that I just found out that he had stage 4 cancer, and each response that he had been receiving from the doctors were getting worse and worse over each month. A buddy reached out to me and asked if I would talk with him about some of the things that I do. I explained some of the things that we can do that will help him, and now his last couple of tests have all come back on the positive side. And
I love it.
With all of this, it's important to remember about mindset. People, as you can manifest things, and I'm really big with manifesting what you might want, and it's where we took the couple of minutes that we had about breathing and thinking. If people can do that a few times a day, and as you're inhaling and exhaling, also manifesting what you expect, who you might be able to help, what you might be able to do, whatever it is that you might want for that day, it's a good time to do that during the 2 minutes of manifestation.
Brilliant.
So with all those things, it's what really caused me to decide to write a book. And I went to a book writers retreat with Bridget Cook Birch, which did an amazing job with helping me with skills to learn about it. And going through it, it really made me that much more confident in being able to write a book with the help of an incredible team.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing. And I've had the privilege and the opportunity to read an advanced copy. And this book, I know it made me laugh, it made me cry, it touched my heart, it touched my spirit, encouraged me. And the things you listed are just a few highlights. There's so much depth and richness in your story, and the parts that you share, and the overcoming and the journey and transformation that you've gone on as you continue to step forward. So I'm very excited about your book coming out. Do you mind sharing the title? I know it's coming out on September 12th.
When God has more faith than your doctors. Mm-hmm. And that title comes about basically from many of the doctors that I've worked with some of my challenges, that the doctors have really said there's 1%, there's 5%, there's almost no percent chance that you'll heal or overcome these issues, being told you'll never walk again, and just praying to God that things would happen. And as I mentioned, I was in a coma for 6 months, and the doctors were actually speaking with my wife, Jennifer, and asking her when they wanted to quit feeding him or when did she want to pull the plug.
Yeah.
And her response really, it wasn't up to her. It's, really in God's hands, and that's where the title really comes from.
Mm. Thank you for sharing. And I'm so excited about it coming out. It'll be on September 12th. And the reason I want to underline that date, listeners, is when we get to be part of sharing a book when it's coming out, that we get to let our listeners know it's going to be available for a special rate the first 24 hours. It'll be available for $1.99 for the first 24 hours starting September 12th. So you want to make sure to mark that on your calendar. I know this book will touch your heart, touch your life, and encourage you in so many different ways. And I would love for you to be able to get it at an amazing rate. So mark that on your calendar. Be watching. We'll be sharing it out on social media. Lindsey will let you know a little bit later how you can stay in touch, and you can get on his list as well, so he'll be sent the magic link directly. But this is a really great resource and opportunity for you to be able to add just an amazing book to your library. So I highly encourage it. And I know Jennifer is there as well, and she has written some in the book, especially where there was that 6-month period that you were in the coma. And Jennifer, I just didn't know if you had some thoughts about, why you're excited about the book and maybe what it was like to be able to be part of this project too.
Yeah, it was really exciting to kind of give my perspective of the coma, the doctors, questions, what they went over, what they said might happen. It really is a mindset of the person who's helping, as a caretaker, of, looking at, what someone's telling you and trying to not internalize it, a mindset of keeping positive. And I really think that it was an exciting experience to be able to go through that, and hopefully someone can read that and say, oh, I see that she made it. Others can make it too, just making sure that they get their mindset in the right place. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I loved the book. I loved, actually seeing Lindsey put all of his efforts into explaining his life story, and what he's had to go through. And he is an amazing person. he's been able to help a lot of people. He's helped me a lot, of course, but I think that it would be wonderful to have people go ahead and take a look at this book and read it. That $1.99 price is fabulous if you can get it for that. But yeah, I loved being part of the story.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. I'm glad you were able to join us today too and share a little bit of your perspective and excitement as well. And as we are reflecting on our conversation and we're reflecting on the journey, I know that your faith is a really important part of your journey, Lindsey, and I'd love for you to share how God ties into this for you.
Just with prayers, and as I mentioned, I've gone on a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for 2 years, and when I went on that mission, I learned so much more about God and about myself and about people, about how to deal with people. Learned a lot throughout that. I really haven't been active in the church much for the last 20 or 30 years, but I've had blessings even when I was in the coma that are just so incredibly that there's no question that God was involved with the person that was giving me the blessing. And it's happened several times, and I do what I call manifestation, but really it's manifesting, and a lot of time it's just asking, God for the help. And boy, there's so many times that we've just experienced that answer just incredibly quickly about whatever the instance might be, to where, I really know there's a God that's there to help us. And when one doctor's telling you, don't go to Phoenix for this operation because it will be like saying goodbye to each other, as she told me, and my doctor told me and Jennifer that it would just be saying goodbye, that you don't need to go down there. And as another hospital saying, we're going to do this process up here, and then going down and actually speaking with the other doctors in Phoenix, they said, well, what the hospital told you up there would have killed you, but you have a very low risk of getting through this surgery. But if you're willing to try it, we'll be willing to do it. And just Jennifer, we didn't sit down and actually pray together, but I know we prayed separately, and we felt that was the thing to do. And we just know that, other times we listen to doctors, and it's great, and there's the time to do that. But if you don't really feel good about what the doctor's saying, God has the right answers for you. Yes. And I've overcome so many health challenges and just keep working day to day, and it's incredible.
Beautiful. I love that. And really taking that time to feel in and to ask and to trust where you're being guided and led, to not just blindly hand that over to another, but to really seek and ask and pray. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Lindsey, for sharing. I'm very excited about your book coming up. Jennifer, I'm glad you're able and available to jump on and share as well. So again, this book will be coming out on September 12th, and it'll be available in the digital format, so you can get it for that special rate of $1.99 for the first 24 hours. That's why the date's important, so make sure to mark that on your calendar. And do you mind giving us the full title one more time, Lindsey?
When God has more faith than your doctors.
Beautiful. So as we go to our next commercial break, I encourage you to write that down. Write down September 12th and take these 2 minutes to really think about, what are you manifesting? Take these 2 minutes to really breathe in and focus on, what you are wanting, not what you don't want. We don't want to manifest that. Focus on what it is that you're wanting and breathe that in, breathe that support in, and we'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Voice America is on your favorite smart speaker. If you have Alexa or Google Home, go ahead and give us a try.
Hey Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast on TuneIn.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
You need to live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Our listeners have told us that they want to be motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement around the clock. And we've responded to you. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's here at voiceamericaempowerment.com.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes. I'm curious what you decided to lean into, to breathe in, to bring into your life, to start manifesting. And in fact, at the end of the show, I encourage you to not just rush back into the day. Don't let the day be in charge. You get to be in charge. Take 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes. And review what's been placed on your heart. Really breathe in all that serves. Choose your mindset. Choose how you're going to navigate the day. And then step into it. You get to decide how you navigate, how you respond, what you are doing, and what your mindset is as you are doing that. What are you choosing to believe? So many important things that we've talked about today. I have a page full of notes. I hope that you do as well. And I wanted to add a couple things to the list of your notes and in resources for you. So perhaps one of the things you're wanting to manifest is you're looking to reach more people. Maybe you have that on your heart that you really want to touch more lives. You want to share what you've been given in a way that's positive and powerful and impactful. So if that's the case, I'd love to share with you the Speaker Talent Search. You can learn more about it at speakertalentsearch.com. We've just uploaded the first search for 2024. So you have some time that you can lean in, look at that. But this is part of our give back and an opportunity. Perhaps you're interested in being on one of our shows or being on a summit or other platforms where you can share your message, your gifts, and your talents. So I encourage you to check it out, speakertalentsearch.com. With that, it's just been such a joy to be with our guests today, to have each of you connecting in. And I'm going to go around the room because I promised you would be able to get their contact information. So have that paper and pen ready. We're giving this to you on purpose. We truly do want you to be able to connect and go deeper. So with that, Tina, can you please share your contact information, the best way for people to connect in and go deeper?
So everything is TinaEvansCoaching.com. So that's my website, is TinaEvansCoaching.com. But email is hello@TinaEvansCoaching.com. And all the social media, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. I'd love to connect with people on social media as well. And it's Tina Evans Coaching.
I love that consistency. It's beautiful. Wonderful. Well, thank you, Tina. I appreciate it. And did you have a final share, something on your heart, or a parting kind of message or thought you wanted to share with our listeners?
Just the thought that you can't give away what you don't possess. So if you're not at your best, or you're not living in a healthy balance, or you have a healthy mindset, then you can't help other people have that. But when we do live in balance and we do have that, then we can help cultivate that in other people. So we can't give what we don't possess ourselves.
Yep. Really important to remember. Beautiful. Thank you, Tina. I so appreciate it. I'm glad you could join us today.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure.
Absolutely. Loved it. And Lindsey, I'd love for you to share your contact information, the best way for people to connect, and if there's a way they can get on your waiting list so they get that special link day of launch, that would be great to know too.
Great. So my website is lindseycoleman.com, and my email is colemanlindsey@hotmail.com, or I'm having one created. It'll be lindsey@lindseycoleman.com. People can even reach out to me by phone or by text at 801-631-6001. I actually did a podcast back in January with Nathan Osmond, and we gave out the information, and I literally had a few hundred people that we actually called, talked to, and we've managed to help a lot of the changes in their lives and different things that have just reached out to me, and I'm great with people calling or texting.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for being willing to make yourself available in that way. That's very generous of you, and excited that people have different ways they can connect and reach out. And your book's coming out. I'm going to share the date one more time. I want to make sure. September 12th, special rate of $1.99, When God Has More Faith Than Your Doctors. So I encourage everyone to add that to your calendar. Check it out. If it calls to you, take advantage of that special rate on September 12th. We encourage it. And Lindsey, did you have any final thoughts or a share that you just wanted to give our listeners as they get ready to go back into their day?
Yes, one of the things, and it's tied around mindset, is every day when we wake up in the morning, we can decide whether we're going to have a good day or whether we're going to complain about all the little things in life. It's all tied to mindset. If you decide you're going to have a good day, you're more than halfway there. If you decide you're not going to be happy and you're going to complain about things, you're 100% there. So I just encourage people to keep the right mindset from the time they wake up in the morning throughout the day, and your days are so much easier when you know you're going to overcome whatever it is you're trying to do.
Thank you for sharing that. I love that. And we have that choice. And in fact, that would be a great thing to think about after the show is what kind of a day are you going to have, and claim it, choose it. And be careful of that 100% there option. We want to make sure.
Yeah.
I encourage you to really claim the positive, because each of you are an amazing gift. You're absolutely needed in this world. Uniquely designed. There's no one else just like you. And the biggest gift I believe you can each give the world is more of you. So I encourage you to be willing to lean in, to choose how you're showing up, to really stand for those things that matter most to you. to really mindfully, purposely choose the mindset that can help you bloom and shine. Have an amazing week, everyone, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel, with a replay on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Variety Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.